When was the last time you changed your car because you didn't like it? When was the last time you changed your phone because you didn't like it? When was the last time you ate out? When was the last time you bought Starbucks? Well, chances are your answer is different than mine. Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. For the past year and a half, we talked extensively about credit cards, about travel, but there's some things that are fundamental. And for me, saving money is a big one. When I first came to this country, I went through some difficult times. I was fresh, I needed to do everything from scratch, from getting a driver's license to a social security number and getting a job. It was tough, I had a little baby, things were not looking good. This made me very frugal. I used to be the kind of guy that I was going out, spending money without thinking twice. I had all my bases covered since almost the day I was born, I want to say. But then when I moved here, things changed. Electrical bills, rent, food, everything had to be paid out of my pocket, and I wasn't used to that. All of a sudden, I started realizing that all these people that were telling me about being smart with money had something going on for them. So I made a list here of things that I'm saving and look cheap to other people. I don't really understand why they look cheap to them, but to me, they're no-brainers. So the first thing I'm saving on is restaurants. I honestly said this many times in the comments below when you guys talk about how many points you're getting through the various credit cards for restaurants. I don't typically get any points for restaurants unless I'm traveling because I'm cooking. I like to cook. It's also something that relaxes me. I honestly think it's also a healthier solution to the food issue. So because of that, I save money from restaurants. And to cook at home, you need to buy groceries. And when I buy groceries, I don't just go to any of the major food chains. I go to Aldi or Lidl or something similar that I'm trying to save money. I know many of you guys thinking going to Costco will save you money. Unless you have a big family and big freezers, I don't see how that saves you money. I've gotten to Costco a few times and I can tell you I bought so much stuff. I paid hundreds of dollars and months later, almost a year later, I still had food in the freezer that I didn't use because basically for right now is me and my daughter. So really, it can make sense if you have a big family or you eat a lot. But for somebody like me, it doesn't make sense. I like to also rotate the things I'm getting. I don't want to get 200 pounds of chicken and 5 goes on Costco. I rather get little things here and there. So that's just me. And going to that, you will see that I always have my coffee. I always make my own coffee. Yes, I did invest in some coffee machines that I like. I have an espresso. I'm making my cappuccinos, my espressos. I also have a regular coffee maker. And I even have the cheaper version of that coffee maker, which is the Costa Rican version, which is basically, how should I describe that? It looks like a condom made out of cloth that you put the coffee in, you pour the water, and that's it. You have coffee. It's very easy, very fast, and I don't spend any money at Starbucks. Yeah, what a waste of money Starbucks is. So I'm not doing that. By doing all that, I also stay home more. If I don't go out to restaurants, if I don't go out for coffees or drinks, I stay home more, and that means I burn less gas. If I burn less gas, then I need to spend less money for car maintenance and gasoline, obviously. Now, with that, I also use my cars until they don't move anymore. The car that I actually have on the thumbnail used to be my car up to a month ago. I used to drive that car every day for the past 4 years. It was a car that served me well. I bought it cash from my previous boss. So he wanted to sell that car. I thought it was a good opportunity for me because I didn't have any credit score at the time. So I bought it cash, done deal, drove it until it started falling down. I tried to save it, did many repairs on it, didn't work. So finally had to give up on it and just bought another one. And of course, you know that I already bought a used car again, just newer. And to those cars, even though the manufacturer says that they need premium gas, I always put regular. Guys, I'm not sure if you're aware of that. You do what you want to do with your own cars, but I have been putting regular on cars that say they want premium for years with zero issues. The engines run perfectly fine. Unless you drive a Ferrari or a Porsche or something similar, I would not bother by putting premium gas. I don't know, let me know in the comments below if you ever put regular gas in a premium car. And this brings me to the next subject, which is buying once, crying once. This sounds counterintuitive to what I say about me being cheap, but there's some things I like to spend more money on because exactly I'm cheap. And one of these things is car. Like I bought my newer car. I bought a Lexus GX 460. And honestly, the reason why I bought it is because from all the reviews I've seen, they have been reliable. They just run. Yes, they burn a little more gas than other cars, but at the same time, my commute is very small. I commute typically less than 8 miles either way, so 16 miles a day max. So it's not a big deal for me. What is a big deal is not getting big bills from mechanics, because that really hurts. So yeah, I do the same with shoes. I do the same with clothing. I do the same with, hell, watches. I buy once, I cry once, and forget about it. Now, when it comes to communications, I hear many people, they want the latest and greatest when it comes to phones, especially iPhones, so they get these expensive contracts. These contracts can run you anywhere between $120 to $150 per person per line. So they're super expensive. You can spend thousands before you know it. That was not planned. I don't like to do that. I buy my own phones, I buy them cash, and then I get the kind of program I want, the kind of contract I want. So in this case, I have Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is owned by Ryan Reynolds, so I like the guy, and I can tell you it runs pretty decently on my phone. I assume it depends where you live, but it's basically based on T-Mobile's network, but I pay $350 a year for unlimited talk, text, and data. So for me, that's huge. In 3 months worth of what other people pay, I pay for the full year, and I forget about it, and I love it. On top of that, I get 5% because I pay with my Ink cash credit card, so I get 5% on that 350, so I bring that down even lower. Last but not least, I travel with points. I started this hobby by necessity. It wasn't for me something that one day I woke up and I said I want to travel with points and then I'm going to make YouTube videos about it. I started by necessity. I wanted to go see my wife. My wife lives in Costa Rica still to this day. And especially back in the day, I had zero money to go see her. So I tried to build up my credit to get these nice travel credit cards. The first time I traveled with points and I realized I didn't pay a dime out of pocket, it was eye-opening. This was something that was really life-changing for me because it helped me maintain my relationship with my wife. I kept going to see her. I've now been to Costa Rica 8 times. Next month, I'm going for the 9th time. We went together to Mexico, Greece. Guys, it's been incredible doing all that travel and spending very little money. So traveling with points has been incredible. I saved thousands of dollars through the years. And yeah, I mean, other people like to pay cash. They like to say I paid X amount of thousands of dollars to go to Mykonos. I like to say I paid zero. But that's all for today, guys. Let me know what ways you use to save money, if you like to save money. Share with the rest of the community so we all know and we unlock the secrets of being cheap or being smart. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, ciao.